Late winter, early spring is one of the hardest times to find food that you can eat from your own land, at least here in New England. But even now, there is food to be found. In this series, I'm going to show you what we're eating right now from our property. Some of it we're growing, some of it we're foraging, and some of it is preserved from last season. Hi, I'm Leif. Welcome back to Wineberry Hill. Let's start with what's fresh. First up, spring mushrooms, and specifically here at Wineberry Hill, a few years back I inoculated a ton of shiitake mushrooms all over the property, and so we have donko flower shiitakes early in the spring. One of my favorite mushrooms, really. They have a very thick, meaty texture, a really pronounced, beautiful shiitake flavor, and they're great to just, stir fry up by themselves or any way that you would use mushrooms. I made a separate video all about it. If you'd like to learn more about them, you can see the link in the description of this video. Then we have garlic mustard, and garlic mustard is one of those early spring plants that really can produce a lot of leaves. It has a flavor that's sort of like broccoli rabe, maybe kind of like a combination between horseradish and broccoli rabe, but in a really good way. Maybe one of the best things about it, in addition to the fact that it's going to be coming up months before you actually have broccoli growing on your property, is that it grows like a weed. And if you know anything about this channel, that is a very good thing. Early in the spring, one of the most reliable plants that you'll see growing up, popping up in the woods here at Wineberry Hill, is wild garlic. And this plant can be used sort of like the way that you would use kind of a combination of onions and garlic. You can pull it up completely and use the bulbs like you would use garlic, but my preference is often to just cut the tops off. And then that way you can continue harvesting the plant because it will continue to produce. Next up would be kale. Did I mention we have kale? So we have a bit of kale. We've got kale, a lot of kale. And we've had a lot of kale throughout the winter. It's something that both the people like and the livestock likes. So I'm able to feed my rabbits and my chickens as well. Now I eat, during this time of year, a big kale salad pretty much every day. And I top it with a protein like venison, rabbit, chicken, something along those lines, and more about those proteins here in a minute. We have a lot of kale. Oh, and we also have a lot of parsley mixed in through this because the rabbits like the parsley as well. All right, well, let's talk about now foods that are from the property, but that we preserved from last season. All right, let's talk about preserved foods. We have a couple main methods that we use here. Primarily, we do dehydrating and we do freezing. We do some refrigerator canning like pickles, okra, peppers, things along those lines. But a lot of stuff we dehydrate, so that's when we have a lot of shiitake mushrooms, when we have a lot of squash, when we have a lot of tomatoes, herbs. But we also do a lot of freezing. So that means we freeze squash and tomatoes. A great way that we prepare that is take it right out of the freezer and put it into the oven and roast it until it's golden caramelized brown, and use it as a side with a protein. When it comes to protein, we have still in the freezers downstairs, we have venison from last hunting season. We have rabbits from our ongoing stock of meat rabbits. And so along with that comes all of the things like the cuts of meat, the broths, the bone broths, and sausages, different types of sausages made from those meats. So if you live in a warmer climate, this might seem like kind of a short list. And that's kind of the point. This video, this starting point video, is kind of highlighting this is as bad as it gets. And it's still pretty good. I don't want to give you the impression that we are living off of the land 100% here. No, this is a process for me. I kind of view this as school mode. We don't have to depend on the food that we produce here at Wineberry Hill. But I wouldn't be surprised if there was a time in the future when we did. And so this is kind of a rehearsal for that moment in time. We probably buy, I don't know, 60% of our food, and then maybe one meal a day is made up of foods that, that we produce here. So I thought that might be interesting to some of you. There is one other aspect that produces a lot of food that I should mention. Normally we keep chickens, but because I'm in the middle of a major chicken coop remodel, we don't have chickens right now. And so that conversation would normally include all of the great things that come with keeping chickens. Eggs, and all of the many uses for eggs, as well as the meat, the broth, the bone broth, etc. So no chickens right now, but very soon. In fact, the supplies from the McMurray hatchery come this week, and the chicks come next week. So there will be more videos about chickens very soon. Now, this video isn't intended to make you have the impression that these are the only foods available in New England right now. Far, far from it. It just so happens these are the most prominent ones available here on my property right now. There are quite a few others, but they're not quite to the point where it's even worth mentioning them, because you can't really do anything with them because they're very, very small. So that's for the topic for future videos on what we can forage from our property. What about you? What are you eating right now that you have been able to harvest from your property? I would love to know. And your comments and all of that YouTube stuff make this channel possible, so thank you. And if you would like to support the channel by buying me a cup of coffee, the link is on my channel page. And so this plant, like I said, it grows everywhere. I didn't say that. I'm saying it now. Similar to something like broccolini. Not broccolini, broccoli rabe. It produces like a weed. Now, I have no idea. I kind of messed up what I was going to say here. As always, thank you for watching, and if you like this video, you might like these.